This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
All right. Hey, Top Shop Podcast listeners. Dale Wiken has taken time out of his valuable day to meet with us and pass on some of his 42 years of knowledge and experience in the automotive aftermarket business. Dale owns the Car Shop Inc. In Independence, Kansas. So, Dale, I usually like to start out from the beginning. How'd you get here?
Well, as we were speaking before the cast, in early 80s, all the dealerships went broke, and I went from the Lincoln Mercury dealership I'd been at for a couple of years to a Chrysler dealership. Wasn't there any time. They went out. I went to a couple of oil companies. They went out. Went to a couple of manufacturing companies making oil field equipment, and they went out. And on the way home from one of those jobs, I saw a two-bay stall open, two-bay shop open, and a 70-year-old gentleman in there.
Yeah.
And I went in there and asked him if I could rent it or something, and he said we would just split everything down the middle. And I did that for about a year and a half. He said, I don't have any work. I said, I got 19 cars at the house. So that was the beginning.
Wow. So you never woke up one day and say, I'm going to be an auto repair shop owner one day. You went from the dealers, they went bust, and then the oil companies, and then so it just the way life led you into this. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a different story.
Well, it was necessity almost. I mean,
Yeah. I'm going to make money, right? Yeah.
right.
Wow. So now just out of curiosity, have things turned around for the oil and stuff in the area, or is it pretty much?
No, we still have a lot of oil, and we've got Cessna here and some other factories. So yeah, we do a lot of manufacturing. Yeah, they make all the single engine aircraft here.
Oh, they do.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, that's a very good employer. And Cessna is one of the oldest, most trusted aircraft manufacturers. They are probably the oldest, most trusted aircraft manufacturer.
I'm an A&P and a pilot too, so I actually loaned some tools yesterday. Borrowed some tools from me.
No kidding. I'll be.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, hey, back 42 years ago when you were first getting started, what were your biggest challenges? Was it customers? Was it getting staff? What was it?
It was everything. I mean,
It was everything. All right.
you're starting from scratch. You don't know how to get a sales tax bond, or you know nothing. You're fixing cars for money, and I finally got the sales tax bond, and by then I was already behind on the money.
Right.
And you're just stumbling through. I had no mentor, and there wasn't the internet, and you just pretty much used your noggin and did the best you could do.
Right.
But I was painting cars, fixing motorcycles, whatever it took to feed the family.
Right. Yeah. So it was necessity.
Yeah.
So let me look up something here real quick. Got another computer here. What is the population of Independence, Kansas?
Oh, 8 or 9,000. It used to be 12 when I started.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we've gotten quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, 8,500. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a nice size, smaller town. Not too big, not too small, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You get too small, you got nothing around you or anything.
Right.
So when you started 42 years ago, did you have a family then?
I had a couple of young daughters and a new wife. It was convenient that the shop was just a block from the house. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So in those early years, did you have a hard time with that work-life balance that we hear a lot about now?
well, I did for quite a few years, really. I wasn't the smartest guy and worked way too much, probably.
Right.
But it's contributed to the life I enjoy now. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, what are the, 42 years ago, geez, I remember 42 years ago, you could go to Kmart and get a side marker bulb for a quarter and put it in with a screwdriver. So now the headlight on my car, one of them costs $5,500.
And how many hours to get it in there?
Yeah. Yep. So no idea. So anyway, so you have seen all of the changes in the automotive repair industry going back 42 years. So what do you think the biggest ones have really been that are that are changing the industry. What do you think the biggest ones have been just recently that are really changing the industry from what it was 42 years ago?
Well, it's there's been huge changes all along. I remember when the feedback carburetor started and front wheel drive started, disc brakes. I mean, I go clear back to when disc brakes were being introduced,
Oh,
to
wow.
everybody.
Yeah.
And we had the squeak problems, and then nobody wanted front wheel drive. It was a joke, and on and on. And there was actually people quitting, mechanicking, and so there's been big changes all along. And I think the fuel injection still to this day continues to evolve, and that's what's making these engines last so long. The economy, the power. I mean, they're just amazing. We were talking about last night how these stock old the vehicles we drive every day are faster than all the hot rods we used to build.
Right. Yep. 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 They sure are. So, yeah, my first car was a 71 Ford Cougar with a 351 Cleveland in it. If you remember that motor.
Oh yeah, I work on a lot of classic cars still.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
A
Okay.
lot of yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was canary yellow with a black interior. I wish I still had it.
There
So
you go.
anyway, what sort of changes have you had to make recently to make sure that you stay up with, what's going on with the current market and
We're still one of the only independents in the area that does the new Freon, the 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4, 5, and some other things like that. The Mercedes and the Volvos and different electrical issues with the voltage, regulators being frequency modulated and things like that.
right.
So we train the guys a lot. I read all the trade manuals, and if you see something coming down the pike, just start researching it. And
Sure.
I bought a machine for the new Freon before anybody even knew what the heck it was,
Wow. Yeah. Are
And
you
it's been that way my whole career. I've always tried to do that.
okay? Are you doing DVIs?
We do some.
Okay, digital vehicle inspections. Okay, yeah.
We're in a small town. It's just a different vibe. They
Right.
want
No,
to
yeah, that's why I asked about the DVI.
Well, they want to tell you different things at management training, but our customers actually come to us for their maintenance, their oil changes and things like that,
Yeah.
because it is a DVI every time. I mean, it's under the microscope and they know it. They
Right.
really want it taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now finances. So no shop is going to make it 42 years. In fact, did you know that you are what we call a 4%er? Do you know what that means?
Oh yeah, it's about that way with any business. 80 or 90% 5 years, and the rest of the 80 or 90% of them are
No.
another
In the
5 years.
next five. Yep.
And that 4% actually gets down less than that after 30 or 40 years.
Oh, I'm sure. 4% is at 10 years. You're at 42. I don't know where you're at. And that is starting from scratch, which you did. A lot of
Yes,
shop
sir.
owners.
I sold her car, bought some Ford Jacks and the sales tax bond. We had a 77 Camaro. We didn't even have a car, but we were blocked from the work,
Right.
2 blocks from the hospital, 2 blocks from a grocery store, and just had a couple little ones. We made do till I found $100 LTD.
Oh, baby.
Yep, yep,
Yep. All right. Well, that's quite a start. So you started from scratch.
yes, sir.
How many bays do you have now? Or
Got we've got a 80 by 80 shop now, a couple of acres, and 2 lifts, and you can get anywhere from 8 to 12 cars in, depending on what you're doing.
okay. Good. Sounds like you're a pretty good sized shop. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, how many techs do you have?
I've got one gentleman celebrated his 49th birthday yesterday, and he
Oh,
started when he was 15.
wow.
Then I have another young man who's in his late 30s who started when he was in his early 20s. And they're my heavy line guys. And then
Right.
I do all the machine work and the transmissions and differentials.
So so you really had, you didn't have a car when you opened your business. So that's a different kind of story, Dale, really is. So
Well, she called me up and said, "This thing I just ran through a stop light or stop sign with your 2 daughters in here. You better get these brakes fixed or I'm going home, blah, blah, blah." And it like to literally broke me to get us $15 overhaul kit for that master cylinder on that 71 LTD, you
wow.
know. So yeah, there were some lean times in the beginning.
Yeah. So,
Now we got Hellcats and airplanes and, 11 cars tagged and registered.
well, okay. Any advice on how you handle those finances, in those beginning years or now that would, help other shop owners
I,
that,
I, I still handle them the same way.
which
And
is,
I tell all my young guys this, the key is to spend less than you make personally and business wise. And the other key is to put that back. And I've never owned a new car ever in my
okay.
life.
Yeah.
And our shop truck is a short wide bed Chevy. It's 96 model, good looking truck. Everybody wants to buy it, but it was $500 to put a motor in it deal.
Wow.
The good truck's an '03 Dually Dodge with 220 thou, doesn't have a dent in it, but I don't have to have something fancy.
Right. Yeah.
I do have cool cars, but even then, they're not new. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. And they're your project hobby cars,
Because
right?
we've been through 2008, we've been through 911, Y2K, and the Walmart moving next door, and we've we've seen shops come and go, and we've lost the two biggest industries in the area. The cement plant closed down, and Emerson Electric closed. So there's a lot of comings and goings. So
Right.
don't ever let all that cash flow fool you into thinking you've got money. You
Right.
know, it's not your money. It's really the way I've always treated it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Not my money.
Right. Yeah. It's the company's money. It's the shop's money.
And
Yeah.
I've never paid myself probably what I should have,
Right.
but consequently, I never ended up in a jam.
Yeah.
Get you a good CPA or a good accountant that
Hmm.
knows money and can help you with your corporate taxes. Start an LLC or an S corp.
Hmm.
Your income tax doesn't kill you. Like I learned all that the hard way. I made $9,000 my first full year doing it, and had to pay in 15.3 of that for self-employment. I had to go borrow $1,300 my first year in business to pay my taxes.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Right.
So you need a good mentor if you can find one. And with the internet, that's a lot easier. And with different management companies, 20 groups, whatever you want to call them. I mean, people will open up and help you. Back in our day, everybody had a wrench and everybody was fixing cars in their garage. Teachers were doing it in the summer, and there was a gas station on every corner.
Right. Yeah.
But it's pretty well narrowed down to a handful of independent shops and 3 dealerships.
And three dealerships. Yeah. Yeah. And all the little independent grocery stores, they disappeared a long time ago in the corporate convenience store
Yeah.
trade. Yeah. So I like asking this one. And it is just conjecture. So where are we going? So the some people think that we're going to continue with battery cars, that the batteries will evolve and change. Other people think we'll figure out how to transfer and store hydrogen efficiently, safely, and then we've got drinkable water coming out of the tailpipe with the infrastructure and cars we already got. Some people think the hybrid are going to be more. Did a podcast with a guy yesterday, had a very interesting answer to that question. How locomotives run with a generator that sends torque directly to the wheels. There's no drivetrain to lose, And so I'm hearing all kinds of things from owners. Do you have any thoughts on this, Dale, where we might be going in the next 5 or?
Well, I think the one that makes the most sense really is the hybrid thing, and
Okay.
what we would use for the internal combustion part. I don't know if that'd be propane or hydrogen or whatever, but I just don't see, especially out here in the rural areas where we have I can't say terrible roads, but lots of gravel and potholes when the
Sure.
weather's bad, and I can't see the longevity of a true EV holding up out here, and the range is a thing because it's 50, 60 miles to the next large town, and
Right.
we had a business well, I won't say a business owner, but we had somebody high up that was driving a hybrid from Bartlesville, Oklahoma to here. And when she came last winter, when we had those cold snaps, she didn't have the range. We would take her to the only charging station in town and let her charge while she was working, and then go pick her up, take her to her car. You
Wow.
know, that's just not enough range.
Yeah.
So
Most,
battery technology needs to catch up.
yeah.
But I laugh though. I tell my friends, look, if they'll be having nuclear powered skateboards, and I'm gonna be the guy airbrushing them and putting sparks on them, you know, because like you said, I started out working on the old stuff, and
Right.
here we are, and we're still making money doing it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, has mentorship played any role in your? I mean, did you have a local business person or any mentor, any books, anything that's you
I
felt that's helped you over the years?
I went to management training back in 1990, and
Okay.
it probably helped me a bunch. Uh, it and management training wasn't near as well thought out as it is today. And
Right.
then in the Richard Flint's stuff, I still subscribe to his daily, morning minute. And Mitch Snyder and I email and talk when he was doing all the magazines, and training for Napa in Wichita. I've been to a couple of his. Yeah. So, but as far as anybody locally, I had my doctor, my attorney, all my friends were professional people, and they helped. They were a couple of years older than me, and they helped me a lot too, especially on finances.
Okay.
Yeah,
Especially in the finances. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
But they're all gone.
are they?
I'll be 70 in a couple of months.
Were you really?
Yes, sir.
Any thoughts on retirement?
I'm semi-retired. Is what I tell people.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I'm only working half a days, 7 to 7, 7 days a week. No, I get here about 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Here for everybody, go over everything, and take care of what I need to take care of, emails and different type of business. I have another business I run out here also,
Okay.
and that's something else. If you're going to have a auto repair business, it doesn't hurt to have a, a U-Haul trailer rental, or I had 12 rental cars for years.
Okay.
I even had a rental airplane, you know, so it doesn't hurt to have a side hustle, we'll call it, but a
Sure.
little bit of diversity. If one's down, hopefully the other one's up, you
Yep.
know. And
Sure.
then I had some investments in some oil and different things. When things were going good, I spent my money on hopefully what I thought were assets.
Right.
They ended up being assets,
Okay.
farmland,
Right.
oil rights, yeah, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Awesome. So,
Instead of spending 40 or 50 grand on a new truck, I'd buy, 20 or $30,000 worth of oil rights or something.
hmm And then years later, that has paid off.
And now that's what I live on. Yeah.
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 That's what you live on, the old roads. Wow. So, as far as shop culture, I think if I had came to you 42 years ago, I say this in a lot of podcasts as a joke, and if I say, "Hey Dale, how's your culture?" You might have told me, "I don't like yogurt," So now today, it's
When I started, I had long hair and a big beard, and I was a hippie.
were
So
you? Yeah, you.
and now I've been mayor and city commissioner and done all that stuff too. So
Oh, no kidding. So you've been the mayor of Independence?
yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay.
City commissioner, planning and zoning, housing authority, Montgomery County Action Council, president of some civic groups. That's a giving back to community is something you read a lot in the magazines. It's something that's really they talk about these days, but I guess I was doing that back in the 80s and 90s when we didn't have the internet and it wasn't cool. you
Right.
know
And
Fixing the church buses and things.
mhm. Yeah. And so so there's your clientele. Everybody in town knows you. You're active in city and local government. So your name's well known out there. So I'm sure that's helped with your shop revenues quite a bit.
Yes, sir, it does.
Um, but with shop culture, you obviously you've had a tech there for almost 40 years or
Right.
30 some years or
37 years, I think. I don't know.
7 years, yeah. So, yeah, people don't stick around for 37 years if they don't like their boss. So, but have you done anything besides just common sense stuff like treat people like family and treat them like, any advice on shop culture?
Well, I'm weird, but yeah, you never know. You might show up you might get in your truck and there might be that 357 rifle that you were talking about, that pistol caliber rifle you were talking about the other day, might be sitting in your driver's seat,
Mm,
uh, or that AR that you were talking about 5 months ago might be sitting in your driver's seat. You just never know, you know. And then my lead guy that we were talking about, him and I were partners in an airplane. I helped him restore it since I'm A&P mechanic. So, I put a lot of sweat equity in it.
right, right, yeah.
And now it's all his. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a son that plays soccer in Portugal, Spain, uh, California, all over, and I work with his schedule. You know what I'm saying? When he's here, he does anything and everything for me. And when he needs to do something like be to Japan for a week or two, then that's where he goes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to do that too. Work with everybody's schedules and their families, and
Make sure that they get to their kids'
I try
soccer
to give them
practices and stuff.
that balance I didn't quite have.
You helped you helped your staff members with that kind of the balance that you didn't have. So you knew and you passed it on. So that's
It's just like everything else in my life. I learned the hard way.
yeah. Yeah. Um, do you have you had any involvement or interest or anything with the right to repair issue? It's a pretty hot issue now with a lot of repair shops.
Well, for a long time I was pretty involved with some of that stuff, but as I've gotten older, I'm not going to lie to you, it gets harder to run a business, and there's a lot more these days to run a business.
Yeah.
There's way more to do than there ever was back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and between my age and my racing and everything involved, I've kind of backed away from a lot of that. I'm not even on any of the government stuff or the civic duties anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
I got a nitro powered fuel altered, and we travel pretty hard, so it keeps me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun travel.
Oh yeah, I mean we go to Tucson and Ohio and Iowa and wherever, just racing that car.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Sounds like
It's 94% nitromethane. it's
94%.
it's the same stuff John Force and all them other people. Well, I don't know if you can.
Oh, wait, wait, wait. Yeah, I can see it in the background. That's it?
That's the fire coming out of the pipes right there. It's just a funny car chassis with a 23T body.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
What drag strips in Ohio have you been to?
Right on the river. What do they call it? We're not going there this year.
Oh, on the river. That's south. I wouldn't know. I grew
It's
up.
in
I grew up.
Cincinnati.
I grew up in Mentor, Ohio, which is up by the Lake Erie, so the opposite end of the state. But there was a drag strip
Hebron
there,
this year.
a local one. I can't remember the name of it though.
Yeah, we're going to Hebron this year,
Are you?
Ohio. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So if a repair shop owner was just getting started today, okay, and they said, Dale, I need some advice. I'm starting a shop over here in Missouri or whatever. Uh, uh, um, what's the most important piece of advice you'd give me? What would you tell
They've got to
them?
somehow get involved with some coaching, I think.
Coaching. Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would save you from spinning your wheels a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
Mitch said it early on, fix the car right the first time, but then charge for it. Get paid for what you know. But some people forget that one part.
yeah.
Be honest, work hard. Your reputation's all you've got.
Yeah. And you've got a good reputation in town. So I was looking at your reviews. So, yeah.
Well,
Uh,
they do better than that, but we had somebody that we never even worked on their car gave us a hard time. Uh, they'd be even higher.
okay. Oh, really? You can get those removed, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I tried back then, but I couldn't get it done, so we just buried it. Is what we did.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah, just bury them. All right.
I had some, friends from all over the country and the world just buried it.
Oh, there you go. And by the way, I've given that advice to more than one. I've given that advice to more than one shop owner when they have something like that happen. And now we have a way that we can refute those and prove to, Google that it's not even a customer. So I had one of those also, yeah, some time ago, a glass shop. I'm like, we don't do business with glass shops. Let's see, the car shop. Let me look at something real quick.
Yeah, sometimes it's Car Shop Inc. and sometimes it's the Car Shop Inc. I don't know, how the internet is.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, can you describe a major setback? You've had them all. You've had 9/11. You've had 2008. You've had,
My wife got hooked on pain pills.
name something, right? Yeah. I mean, ask you that question. Well, okay. Well, let's go back to, the world's going to end in 2000 and
Yeah. Well, Sears has gone bankrupt twice and now they're gone, but the Chrysler's gone bankrupt twice, the airlines. I mean, I tell everybody's gone bankrupt since I started.
Yeah, you're still around. So anyway, Dale, I really do appreciate your time today, and passing on some of your wisdom to other owners. So, are you in our Facebook group, the Auto Repair
Yeah,
Shop
I am.
Alliance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you in? Awesome.
Yeah, it's not it's not under my name.
Okay.
It's under Hemi Hunter.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If there's any kind of question you can post in there, it'd be great to get activity from shop owners. Every time I try to post stuff in there, people don't pay attention. But if an owner asks a question, other owners pay attention. So anyway, I do appreciate your time very much today. You attend Vision, is that correct?
Yes.
There before? Okay. Oh, that's one good last question I can ask you. How important do you think education and ongoing training play in today's in the success of an auto repair shop today? Because back when you started 42 years ago, it was turning wrenches, but then the computers came in, and then mechanics became technicians, in my opinion. So. But how important do you think, since you go to Vision, that's probably one of the best training and trade shows for auto repair in the country? What's your
Going since the first one when it was downtown,
Oh, kidding.
clear down just at the Votech down there for a little hotel. Yep.
It's amazing what Sherry Hamilton has grown that to, isn't it?
Right. Yep. Sure
Yep.
is. Yeah, I don't know how you could do it without training these days. I mean, it's like you said, there wasn't a major amount of difference, and it was a different landscape then too, because with the carburetors, cars didn't go 80 to 100,000 for the motor needed work, usually.
Right.
So a lot of training work, a lot of motor work, a lot of carburetor work, and nowadays it's way different. Even air conditioning, probably 50% of your air conditioning work, maybe more if I would keep closer track, is an electrical issue, a drivability issue, even a transmission issue. I mean, it could be affecting your AC, your HVAC, your heat, and it's all electrical. And if you don't train, and you're not going to keep up, there's no way, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And any listeners out there, if you don't know what Vision is, then I highly suggest you go to visionkc.com and check it out. 3,500 technicians, managers, and owners last year. Every year they keep breaking a new record. So, once again, Dale, thanks a lot. We really appreciate your time, and stay warm there in Kansas.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.